Hello, everyone. I'm Julia,
I'm Jaylen.
I'm Amy.
and we're a part of the first year Innovation Research Experience Program Addiction Science stream. Our research was on perceived racial discrimination and racial cues, more specifically, exploring negative experiences with the justice system as a moderator. Racial discrimination and its resulting effects have many negative health implications, ranging from a decline in physical, like cardiovascular health, for example, to mental health. Past experiences with racial discrimination have been linked to increases in a variety of emotional responses to racial cues, especially among African American youth. The justice system is one area where racial discrimination is particularly prevalent, and the aggregate of these often negative experiences can lead to a cynical view of an authoritative system that is meant to be fair and just, leading to increased engagement in crime and risky behaviors. There are many studies linking experiences to the justice system with certain, often risky behaviors, but none examining emotional responses or looking at how it impacts the relationship between racial discrimination versus emotional responses.
Therefore, the purpose of our study was to understand the impact of perceived discrimination on racial cue reactivity, more specifically, on if and how experiences with the justice system acted as a moderator in order to add insight to public health issues of substance abuse and risky behavior, particularly for African Americans. The main hypothesis was that perceived racial discrimination predicts reactivity to racial cues, which is moderated by negative experiences with the justice system. For this cross-sectional study, participants were recruited through self-selection with Amazon Mechanical Turk, an international crowdsourcing website. The variables in this study were experiences of discrimination, negative experiences with law enforcement, and reactivity to racial cues, a collection of highly discriminatory images intended to stimulate a response that was assessed with a valence scale. All variables in this study were tested through self-report measures.
Table 1 shows our statistics and correlation summaries of all three variables. Table 2 tests the moderation effect, further emphasized by Figure 2. It was found that there was a weak positive correlation that was significant between perceived discrimination and reactivity to racial cues with an R value of 0.196, and perceived discrimination and negative experiences with the justice system had a R value of 0.248. There was no other significant correlations, and the graph did not show moderation because the slopes were relatively similar with the low, moderate, and high evaluation of negative experiences with the justice system on the relationship. The hypothesis was not supported because negative experiences with the justice system did not moderate the relationship between perceived discrimination and reactivity to racial cues, with a B value of negative 0.01. A major limitation for our study was the mean for negative experiences with the justice system was very close to 0, suggesting most people in our study never had a negative experience with the justice system, which could be the reason that there was no moderation effect in our data. In conclusion, negative experiences with the justice system were found not to be moderated between perceived discrimination and reactivity to racial cues. However, there was still a positive main effect of perceived discrimination on reactivity to racial cues. Thank you.